Hello everyone, this is Jack Frost with your daily update for Ethereum technicals and Solana. For the Ethereum technicals, price has increased after finding support at 2720, moving above support prior resistance at 3200. Volume supports downwards movement for the very short term with a push on these bearish candlesticks, though for the mid-term volume is strongest on upwards movement, and for the very short term a push on some of these bullish candlesticks sees some very short term support for upwards movement. RSI is neutral and increasing with a bit of room to move before it may enter overbought. Money flow also neutral and increasing. Both RSI and money flow can move up a little bit before they enter overbought and can move down quite a bit before they enter oversold. Additionally, neither RSI or money flow exhibit divergence at this time frame. ATR steadily increases along with price. A decline for the very short term as price moves sideways gives an overall bullish outlook for volatility, increasing with price and declining as price moves down or sideways. As ADX declines, we use the model of stochastics and support and resistance, which suggests an upward swing may continue towards resistance at 3680, where price may find that resistance point where stochastics enters more deeply oversold. On the first daily chart for Solana, we at this point do not have any main or alternate daily charts, as we wait for bullish or bearish confirmation for additional confidence in either wave count. This wave count seeing primary wave 4 subdividing as a double zigzag currently within the very early stages of minor wave C within intermediate wave Y. Minor wave B potentially complete at this high here. If it continues any higher, it cannot move above the start of minor wave A at 188.0915. Additionally, as minor wave B is labeled complete here, it corresponds very well with resistance at the upper edge of this Elliott channel. At this point, price is now expected to continue lower for minor wave C. Primary wave 4 continuing overall lower with a target calculated at 117.4360, and this Elliott channel drawn around the intermediate degree movements from the start of intermediate wave W to the end of intermediate wave X with a copy on the end of intermediate wave W. As price now continues lower for minor wave C and intermediate wave Y, it may find support at the lower edge of this Elliott channel just here. On this second daily chart, this wave count sees primary wave 4 as an incomplete contracting or barrier triangle, currently within the later stages of intermediate wave D and within that minor wave C. As at this time frame, minor wave C looks like a 3-wave movement. It is not labeled complete and expects to move higher a little bit more, though at this point any downwards movement would see intermediate wave D potentially complete at this high and intermediate wave E to move lower. When they arrive, intermediate wave E and primary wave 4 may fall short of this AC trendline, as is common for contracting triangles, and as intermediate wave E moves lower, it cannot move below the end of intermediate wave C at 122.5794, as is the rule for contracting triangles. Additionally, as intermediate wave D continues higher, it cannot move above the end of intermediate wave B at 188.0915, though this is not an absolute rule, meaning intermediate wave D can move a little bit above, leaving the BD trendline to be overall flat, as is the rule for a barrier triangle. On this third daily chart for Solana, this downwards movement labeled a complete primary wave 4 truncated by 2.7951, where intermediate wave C fails to move beyond the end of intermediate wave A just here. This wave count subdivides as a single zigzag, which has the best fit for this data source. An Elliott channel drawn around the intermediate degree movements from the start of intermediate wave A to the end of intermediate wave B with a copy on the end of intermediate wave A. As price is now at the upper edge of this Elliott channel, a full green candlestick above and not touching would add confidence to this wave count, seeing price to overall continue upwards. Additionally, a point above 188.0915 would add additional confidence to this wave count, as it is the upper invalidation for both previous wave counts. This wave count seeing the beginning stages of primary wave 5 and the ending stages of cycle wave 3 to continue higher. Within primary wave 5, any second wave corrective movement cannot move below its start at 122.5794. Additionally, I want to note that I see this as the least likely wave count at this time frame, as the general rule with Elliott Wave is to assume the trend remains the same until proven otherwise. And as at this time frame we do not have confirmation that the trend is now bullish, I will wait for a bullish trend at the daily time frame before adding confidence to this wave count, though it is also important to state that Lara at Pure Elliott Wave believes this to be the most likely wave count, as at the weekly time frame there is a bullish trend indicated, seeing price to increase for the end of cycle wave 3. On the technical daily chart for Solana, price has consolidated within resistance at 190 and support between 127 and 118, for the very short term increasing just above support at 157 here. Volume supports upwards movement with strongest volume on the bullish candlesticks here, though a push on various bearish candlesticks sees some support for downwards movement for the short term. On balance, volume continues within an increasingly narrow range, currently giving no signal. RSI is neutral and increasing, with a little bit of room to move before it may enter overbought and quite a bit of room to move before it may enter oversold. Money flow neutral and increasing with a lot of room to move before it may enter overbought and a little bit of room before it may enter oversold. Additionally, neither RSI or money flow exhibit divergence at this time frame. ETH steadily increases along with price for the short term, giving a bullish outlook for volatility. And as ADX declines at this time frame for Solana, we use the model of stochastics and support and resistance, which suggests an upward swing to continue towards resistance up at 175 or potentially up to 190, where price may find these resistance points, where stochastics enters more deeply overbought. That's all for me with your daily update for Solana and the Ethereum technicals. As always, if you want the Ethereum Elliott Wave count, you can sign up for that at pureelliottwave.com using the link in the description below. Thank you, and I hope everyone has a good day.